Now back to more Tech Vibe Radio, brought to you by the generous support of the Allegheny County Airport Authority at flypittsburgh.com, Apogee IT Services at apogeeitservices.com, Compunetics at compunetics.com, Plus Consulting at plusconsulting.com, PNC Bank at pnc.com, PTC Corporate Coverage Group at pghtech.org, and SDLC Partners at sdlcpartners.com. Here are your hosts, the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Audrey Russo and Johnathan Kerstin.
It's absolutely true. You are still listening to Tech Vibe Radio, and you made a smart choice because we got cool guests with us right now. We do not mess around. This is Johnathan Kerstin.
And this is Audrey Russo.
Tech Vibe Radio every Friday night. Wellsite Report in the studio with us.
Wellsite Report.
Absolutely, man. Mike Fisher.
How you doing, guys?
Welcome to this show.
Good to be here.
Josh Dennis, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Good to be here. Thanks for having us.
So,
is there a website so people can?
Yeah, let's get this out. Head early. Where can people go real fast?
They can go to www.wellsitereport.com.
Wellsitereport.com. Perfect.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, what is Wellsite Report? Give our listeners the quick nickel tour.
So, real quick, incident reporting, project management.
Yeah.
And safety observations. That's kind of one of our big things.
Absolutely.
Is digital safety observations, but really incident reporting in general.
Right.
So, we want to take these field reports that are done in crayon and pencil, right? And they got oil and grease all on them. And we want to use the app. We want to use the phone and push that information really quick, really, make sure you capture everything you need to. And not only are you, capturing written stuff, but you're also capturing pictures associated with that specific incident.
Right.
So,
and this is all for the oil and gas industry specifically, or can it be across any type of an industry where you're reporting stuff?
That's a great question. No, so we're targeting oil and gas first, but really the application can be used in general industry or oil and gas. So we really want to target both places.
Right.
Yeah, we really talk about more about process management, process improvement than a lot of other things. So if you have that need in your process workflow for pushing information concisely and efficiently through workflows, and we can definitely help out.
You can make
that
happen.
What's your background? Native Pittsburghers?
I'm not a native Pittsburgher. I actually grew up on the east side of the state, making fun of Pittsburgh, but God's got a funny sense of humor, so here I am. But I'm very, very proud to call Pittsburgh home now, and when people ask me where I'm from, I definitely say I'm from Pittsburgh.
So, Mike, how long have you been in Pittsburgh for?
I've been in Pittsburgh for 11 years.
Oh, you're a Pittsburgh.
So we built a wall around Philly.
Yeah.
What the best you can do is actually take the wall around Philly and then kind of destroy what's on the inside of the wall.
And we made them pay for it. We made them pay for it, too.
They made them pay for it. Now, you know what? Philly's got some great things going on, but I'm very, very happy to call Pittsburgh home.
For sure. Great. And then Josh.
So I lived in Texas for 12 and a half years.
tell.
Texas?
No. Yeah. So,
Where?
West Texas for a little while, actually 8.5 years, and then East Texas for almost 5.
Wow.
So I'm very familiar with the state, but I'm originally from Virginia.
Okay.
So when the opportunity arose where I could kind of move back to the East Coast, I jumped all over that.
What brought you to Pittsburgh then?
So I was working for a regional oil and gas service company.
Uh-huh.
So I went on to become their vice president of health, safety, and compliance. And then about 2.5 years ago, we started working on the Wellsite Report project. So I actually came over full time in, was that April? April of last year, and I think Mike came on board 100% in March. So we've been doing that ever since, and really just we're trying to take processes in oil and gas business, and because that's where we really want to start, and we're just trying to improve them, make them better. So build those relationships, which are unbelievably important, and really just kind of figure out what they're doing, what they need, and really improve it, make it more efficient, and honestly safer.
That's what it's all about. And I find this so exciting because, as we discussed, it's kind of like the Marcellus 2.0. I mean, the first wave was you're drilling, you're getting the gas out of the ground, and that's great. But now the point is, let's make this safer, let's make this more efficient, and this is where technology, is playing a new role for things like these reports.
No, that's absolutely correct. I mean, if you look at, oil and gas production, we're competing with, folks all across the world. So if we don't make it efficient, if we can't produce it at a very, competitive price, we're going to lose to people across the globe. I mean, if you look at OPEC, right? I mean, look how much control they had over the market. So the shale business, what they really had to do was become more efficient,
and they did that. They brought
they absolutely
they
did.
brought it like almost in half the profitability point. Right?
Absolutely, God bless America, right? I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah, no.
So I mean, America
$60 a barrel? I don't think so. $30 a barrel. Is that what it is now? $30 a barrel is now.
No, actually, it got below 30 for a while.
Whoa.
And then now we're back over 50. So
okay,
I think that there's going to be a nice sweet spot where it's not too much on the consumer. Right, what we call demand destruction.
Yes,
where the price is so high, where people are trying to figure out ways to not spend as much.
Right.
But you can still, employ tons of people in the United States to produce oil and gas safely. Right, that's another, or environmentally friendly. So
yeah, and definitely the safer, environmentally friendly. I mean, Southwest Pennsylvania is very unique in the fact that you have pads and right-of-ways going through people's neighborhoods and backyards.
Oh, right.
Exactly.
So it really is a win-win, right? Your operating companies get to run more efficiently. They have better transparency across who their best companies are that are working for them, and then most importantly, the communities that these operating companies work in also benefit because they're going to be safer. They're going to have less incidences and across the board.
Yeah, could you maybe walk us through a little scenario about how like an energy company would actually employ your app to use it as they're going about what a normal course of business during the day, how they're checking on all the things that need to be checked. I think our listeners may not realize all the things that happen to a site when it's not there, for lack of a better term, when it's something where there's just gas being produced from the ground. Like they're checking on that site all the time.
Yeah. So it's fine. Yeah, John, there's a lot of great systems in the field right now that really get super granular on data of what happens below the ground.
Yeah.
What happens when you're actually going down hole and drilling, completing these wells. Where things tend to fall off from a system standpoint is what happens above the ground, the activity that happens with people interaction.
Yeah.
And people really rely on a lot of traditional methods, which are phone calls, text messages, emails, but it's hard to take all those, those disparate systems and consolidate them into one place and really understand how things are going. If there's issues, who needs to know? When do they need to know? Who's actually working? Who's on days off? Who's responsible?
Who can actually,
this guy's not with the company anymore. So by having a system that actually takes information in, provides a platform that's agnostic from user to user, that anybody who has permissions can access and view, you can take with a push of a button and access as many people who need to know with one push of a button, instead of figuring out who needs to be on an email chain, who needs to be on a text message thread, and really put all the information in one place.
So how's the reaction been in the marketplace so far? I'm assuming this is probably a point in time when these companies are looking at an opportunity to gain these efficiencies. As you said before, they're trying to get the price point down. This is probably a solution for them. They now have the time to look at this. Is my assumption correct on that?
Mike can always laugh. We've never had a meeting to where we it was over and we thought, wow, they really didn't like it, right? There's always been some other barrier. Either they got sold some crappy application for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Otherwise known as the crap app, yes.
The crap app, right? So there's
we're going to steal that now.
We're
taking crap app, Johnathan.
Yeah.
So
first one's free, next one's 50 cents.
Done.
You guys have so much fun.
Oh, it's the Mike and Josh show. Everything.
I know.
And we're going to take it nationwide. So we've been concentrating in the Pittsburgh area. But we're gonna be in the NAPE in February 15th through the 17th in Houston. So we got a ton of conferences throughout the year.
So what are you prepping for the comedy routine?
Yeah,
there should be a comedy hour as part of these shows. You guys could come.
I think there should be a comedy hour. I think there's something to the cadence.
Well, honestly, it's not often you get to be involved with a project that truly is something that you love to do. It's truly a passion. Do it with people that you love doing it with.
So you love him?
Yeah, actually, absolutely. It's definitely
a romance.
It's my brother from another mother. We often say he's an Air Force guy. I'm an Army guy, so we like to butt heads a little bit. But it is very nice to go to work with somebody who does understand what it means to kind of give without expecting something in return, and that's the military principles behind that. But it's also just kind of who we are as people, and to be able to go to work and trust the person you work with, and know that something has.
How long have you worked together, though? Really?
It's been less than a year.
Wow.
So you're still like in the
this might be
dating.
We're still courting. We're still in courting phase, I guess, technically speaking.
It's new. It's always better when it's new. But,
I sense a great chemistry. I know as you roll out to these shows, as you're talking about in February, that if you're showing this powerful software with it. I'm calling you guys the dynamic duo here.
I love it.
Because, this is something if they're not going to check this out and demo it, they don't know what they're missing an opportunity here.
That's a great point. So we feel like, not everybody's ready for this yet. There's a couple different things.
Yeah, there's always an adoption curve and a barrier where they're like, whoa, sometimes people don't want things so automated sometimes all the time. But you're like, no, you do want things automated.
That's true. But, we go to this Shale 2.0. We were kind of talking about Marcellus, 2.0. The folks that don't get, software to be more efficient, to reduce risk. That's another thing that we want to do is we want to push more information to managers so that they can make decisions and reduce risk. And what does reduce risk mean? It means less environmental issues. That means less safety issues, right? I mean, that's what people care about.
At the end of the day, it comes on people's lives and the environment.
Absolutely.
And if you can increase, a positive impact on that, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. There's so much. It's a very rewarding job. And if, the more and more customers that we get on board, those partnerships, those relationships that we develop, it's really fantastic and it's really rewarding. And, every day there's new people that we add into the application and subscribers. And we get to hear, what are your needs? What do you need to be better, right? And that's what it's really all about. Not just the application, what we've already developed, but what you need for the future.
So you've actually been in the field then, bringing back some feedback and then adding that into the product.
Absolutely, and that's the most valuable information we can get is from the field, from the users. A lot of companies, especially on the tech side, on the software side, have this kind of build it and they will come model where they build this whole platform with a lot of misconceptions and a lot of assumptions.
And they realize they can't use half of it, so you're like,
Exactly. So we want to make sure that we are understanding what the customer's needs are and build systems around their direct needs, not what we think their needs are.
Absolutely.
This is great. We're happy to have you foreigners in Pittsburgh.
Well, I tell you what,
you Philadelphians and
a Texan. And I love that I'm a New Yorkan. I mean, I've been here for 16, 17 years, but
wow, that's awesome.
I still have it in my roots.
I tell you what, honestly, coming for the first time to Pittsburgh was an unbelievable experience, and coming out of the Fort Pitt Tunnel is something I believe that every person needs to do at least.
Did you stand up through your convertible?
I had the sunroof open, and I definitely was tempted to, but fantastic city.
Couldn't quite squeeze through it.
Well, thanks for your work. And we're talking to Josh Dennis and Mike Fisher. Go to wellsite.com, and you'll see.
Wellsite Report.
Wellsite Report.
Yep. Thanks, Audrey.
.com, and you'll check out what they're working on and the value that they're bringing to this region and to this work.
Thank you for having us.
Great
definitely.
Stuff,
thanks for having us.
Best of luck with the shows coming up this month. I know you guys are going to be a hit, so awesome. Good stuff. Anyhow, we're out of time.
Oh, we gotta go.
I want more Tech Vibe Radio.
No,
we have to wait till next Friday.
Those guys are fun. These guys here are fun.
They need to come back every once in a while. I want
every
updates
once
and
in a
reports.
while. We need updates. We need
absolutely,
reports.
Absolutely. Sounds great.
Next time we're back on, you're gonna have we have 10 new customers.
We'll see you at breakfast next month, Audrey. So
absolutely,
we will. We're having breakfast.
Something like that.
Good. It better be fancy.
Always fancy.
Perfect. All right, guys. Have a good one. This has been Johnathan, Kerstin.
And this is Audrey Russo.
We have a little too much fun doing Tech Vibe Radio. We're from the Pittsburgh Technology Council. Learn more about us at pghtech.org. Follow us on Twitter at pghtech.